Good. Hi, I'm Ellen Coronet. I am sitting in for Ginny Robertson of On Purpose Woman Global Community, and we've had the most lovely conversations over coffee this morning on what day is this? It's a Tuesday morning. I'm so glad you're here, whether you're here in the room with us, which you can do lots of times. Go to opwgc.com to see when these meetings happen. And you may be watching this on on Ginny's YouTube channel. So thanks for being with us. We have a really great speaker today. It's Lori Pieper. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Good. All right. And here's the fun title. It's Meditation, Schmeditation, Busting the Myths That Hold Us Back. So Lori is an author, an architect of joy, and the founder of Journey to Inner Joy, which is where you can find her website, journeytoinnerjoy.com, all together. She empowers overwhelmed women to live their lives with clarity, passion, and purpose. Her unique programs combine the timeless insights of ancient sages with the cutting-edge knowledge of modern science. Lori's clients find the needed clarity to set appropriate boundaries and make powerful choices in alignment with their heart and soul, taking them from burnout to balance. So let's hear what Lori has to say. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for that introduction, Ellen. I appreciate it. So meditation. It's funny when I signed up to be a speaker, Jenny asked for 3 titles, and I put 2 titles in, and I couldn't think of a third one, and all of a sudden meditation, schmeditation came into my brain. And I should say into my awareness. And it's funny because I had no idea what it was going to be, what I was going to talk about. So I want to make this fun. So I, for years, since like 1990, when I first was introduced to Deepak Chopra, he talks so much about meditation and how it can calm you down and blah, 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 all this wonderful benefits of meditation. And every time I would try to learn how to meditate, I just thought, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. No, so I gave up. And it wasn't until I found primordial sound meditation, which is Deepak Chopra's signature meditation practice, that myths were busted for me. And I found a meditation practice that I absolutely love, that I also have, I know I have manifested miracles. So everybody has like a different view of what meditation is. And before I get into the myths, busting a few myths, I want to read a couple of quotes. So the first one is, creation is only the projection into form of that which already exists. And that comes from 9th century ancient Hindu text by, I think it's Srimad Bhagavatam, and I might be mispronouncing that. So creation is only the projection into form of that which already exists. The next one is, and this comes from the Bible, Genesis 2:1. The creation of the heavens and the earth and everything in them was complete. These all are tied together. I'm going to tie them together in a second. And then quantum physics. Now, this quote is actually coming from the book The Power by Rhonda Byrne. And in it, she uses her wisdom and states, quantum physics has confirmed that every single possibility of anything and everything actually exists right now. So these are powerful statements. These are powerful statements because we're so in tune with, well, the only thing that's real is my water bottle or my pen or my glasses or things that we can see. But there are so many options and opportunities that are in the universe that are waiting for us. And all we have to do is ask for them and put our attention on them and act and become them, if you will. So I like to go back to the Genesis one because if you think about, I think this is a good example of what I'm talking about. The creation of the heavens and the earth and everything in them was complete. Well, if it was complete back then, according to the Bible, there was only Adam and Eve. Well, what about the rest of us? Well, because everything in the universe, anything that ever could be anything and everything actually exists in the universe. It's just our choice what we are manifesting. What are we manifesting? And first and foremost, I want to, we're manifesting based upon what we're thinking about. What are your thoughts and feelings? And this kind of goes back to what Catherine was saying earlier about her program, Manifesting Clients. It's not just thinking it, it's also feeling it. But starting with the brain, first of all, your brain, the most primitive part of your brain is trying to keep you safe. That's the fight or flight part of your brain. And in that part of your brain, it's trying to keep you safe. So it's pointing out fears. So anytime you are afraid, nervous, worried, angry, all of those negative vibrations, anytime you're in that vibration, your brain is keeping you safe, but it's also keeping you stuck. And it happens so often throughout the day that we're not even aware of it. And I challenge you to just for like an hour, maybe even just 30 minutes, just be more aware of what's going on in your brain and what it's telling you, because it may be sabotaging you in its effort to keep you safe. So why is that important? Because meditation, part of meditation helps you to train your brain, just like you would train a puppy, train your brain to ignore those thoughts. So if you think of a puppy and you're trying to potty train it, it's not going to, just because you show it the pee pad once, doesn't mean it's going to use that pee pad every time, right? You have to continually train it. And in meditation, myth number one, and I hope meditation instructors don't say this anymore. But back then when I was trying to learn meditation, the first thing they would say is, clear your mind. I've seen some laughter here. Clear your mind. Oh, for crying out loud. Back then, I was a software developer. My brain didn't stop because it was either on work or what I had to, do around the house, or, it just didn't stop. So it wasn't until I was trained properly through the Chopra Center that your brain is not meant to stop. There's actually a Zen story that a meditation student went to his guru and said, Guru, please, I've tried, but I just can't stop thinking. Will you please help me clear my mind, stop the thoughts? And so the Zen master took his sword and cut his head off. Now, that's awful. That's horrible. I know that didn't actually happen. But the point is, that's the only way you're going to get your brain to stop thinking. Your brain is meant to think, it's going to think. The challenge and the goal is to be more aware of those thoughts and be aware of when those thoughts need to just go away. Okay, I hear you, I'm stressed out, but just go away and let me think clearly. So that's the first myth. You do not have to let your brain make your brain stop completely. Okay, it's just not going to. It's getting comfortable with those thoughts and getting more clarity, being more cognizant of what thoughts are serving you and what thoughts are not. because that which you think about is that which you manifest. Now, the other myth, I guess the other part of meditation is once you've trained your brain, you can now hear your heart and soul and the universe talking to you, guiding you on how to receive what it is you truly want. First, what you truly want, and how to receive that which you really want. So, time, the other myth, and I shouldn't say myth, but it's the reason people say, oh, I can't meditate, is time. I don't have time. I don't have time to get everything done in my day as it is. How am I going to spend time 30 minutes sitting on a couch doing nothing? That was my biggest one. That was my number one reason for not meditating. I would try to sit down and I'm like, my brain just kept saying, get up. You have too much to do to waste this time. The reality is when you are meditating and you're training one part of it is training your brain to ignore the thoughts that no longer serve you. You're also bringing your attention down into your heart and your soul. This is your true North Star. When you are following your heart and your soul, when you're following your heart and your soul, that is what brings you joy because you are being true to yourself. You're absolutely being true to yourself. And that is where you find joy in life. That is where you find your courage to say, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do XYZ. So you also have more control over your thoughts and what is really resonating with you and what isn't. Social media. I feel sorry for teenagers and kids these days because they grew up with social media. And so, TikTok and this person's telling you that this is the way to do things, and this person's telling you this is the way to do things. And when you can settle down into your body and feel what it is that you truly want, stop following somebody else's dream and unlock and unleash your dream. And you do that by being in silence, being in meditation, getting rid of the clutter of thoughts that are coming from every which way. So, in other words, you get clarity on what it is that you want. So, the third one, and I don't know, I'm sure everybody knows someone, and maybe you've done it yourself, where you're trying to make a decision of like what to do in life, and then you just do what your friends did, and maybe it turns out, maybe it doesn't, but a lot of times it probably is not going to turn out because it's not for you. It worked great for your best friend, but it's not necessarily for you. So having that clarity is beautiful. The third myth is that you have to sit absolutely still and you have to sit in a specific position. Now, I know this is going away a lot, but this has only been in the last 10 years where I had a yoga instructor. We were doing a meditation and she had just come back from a retreat and she said, the guru said that no one ever died from a foot that fell asleep during meditation. So don't move, just remain in the same position and don't move. My first thought was, that's kind of cruel because you may not die from it. You may not lose a foot because it's not getting any blood. But it's uncomfortable. It's terribly distracting. And if you're trying to get into the clarity of your heart and soul, why would you want to have some additional distraction? Why would you want to have additional distraction? You don't. So on one hand, you don't want to be constantly shifting and moving because you want to be in your being, in your heart and soul. But at the same time, if your nose itches and the only thing you can think of is your nose itching, then scratch it and get it over with. And part of this is also there are moving meditations in our conversations in our breakout rooms. One of the amazing ladies was talking about how sometimes she just takes a walk and that's her meditation. And I do that when I take a walk. I don't have my phone with me. I am just paying attention to the beauty of nature. And I'm not even walking through a park, it's just through my neighborhood. Any little flower, just paying attention to that. So you don't have to sit absolutely still. Be comfortable. And the other thing is a lot of instructors say, have an altar, have a special seat, so having a ritual is good, but if you're so tied to that ritual that if you're traveling, you can't do it because you don't have your special cushion or you don't have your altar right there, then that's keeping you from doing what the universe, the God of your understanding, the universe wants you to do. Wants the universe, the God of your understanding wants you to be happy. Yes, we are here to experience life and to experience happiness. So get out of your way and experience some happiness. I know I traveled a lot for work. If I had a special way, if I that I had to, an altar and a special, I wouldn't have been meditating most of the time. But because all I needed was me, and I knew all I needed was me, then I could meditate anywhere. There was more distractions, so a lot of airports, a lot of planes. As people are getting their seats and milling in, I'm meditating. You can meditate with your eyes open. You can meditate looking around. It's more distracting. But as long as you are bringing yourself back to you, your heart, then your heart will talk to you more. You will have more confidence to follow that heart, follow when you're trying to decide where, do I take this job or this job? Do I retire? Do I join the choir? Your brain is doing so much to tell you, oh, don't join the choir because, oh my gosh, people are going to make fun of you. You can't really sing. That's just your brain is telling you all the reasons why not to do it. And your heart is telling you all the reasons why you should and and how you can soar in this life. And meditation is that which will allow you to hear your North Star, your heart, and also allow you the courage to follow your dreams, no matter what someone else is telling you, no matter what your brain is telling you. And with that, I just want everyone to know, I would love, if you have questions, I'd love to have you, I should be in the YouTube information, schedule a free 30-minute call with me. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. And if anyone wants to, I have a special $100 off the, I can't talk. Awaken Your Spirit and Manifest Miracles program, $100 off private sessions, live private sessions. And that will be going for 48 hours. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I wrote down the 4 myths that you called out in our chat. So come on into OPWGC, the Facebook group, if you are a woman, and check out the YouTube post. We're going to have Lori's website, which is journeytoinnerjoy.com, all together, swooshed.
Squished.
And so I would love everybody who's here in the Zoom room to unmute and let's let Lori know, wow, I have been resistant to this for most of my 65 years. So thank you very much for calling out the benefits. Let's hear it. Woohoo!
Woohoo! Yeah.
Yay, thank you for the inspiration.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
I
thank you so
appreciate you all.
Thank you so much for sharing all of this with us today. To everybody who joined us live or is watching the replay, actually, it's probably not live today. Thank you for being part of this vibrant, supportive, purpose-filled community. If you'd like to learn more about how to get involved in our Zoom or in-person gatherings, or explore the magazine, just head over to www.opwgconpurposewomenGlobalCommunity.com. So it's opwgc.com. We'd love to connect with you. And you can visit Lori's website at journeytoinnerjoy.com. And until next time, stay inspired, stay authentic, stay connected, and stop recording. See you next time.